Hi. How you all
Hey.
doing? I hope you're all doing great.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day outside. What are you doing inside? Go
Yeah.
play with your toys.
But bring your laptop or mobile device with you so you can still listen or watch Wulff Den
Yeah,
podcast.
absolutely. Welcome everybody to the Wulff Den podcast. How you all doing? Hope you're having a good day. I am doing good. Will, how are you?
I'm not doing too bad myself. I think before we get into the show, I would like to address something real quick.
Oh, what's the problem?
No, it's not a problem. It's so a few weeks ago on this show, some of you may have noticed I was wearing a shirt with this logo on it.
Oh, I'll be right back. You continue.
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. Yes, for those of you who don't know, I was wearing a shirt with this logo on it. This is Ale 8, or a late one as its full name is. This is a soda that is primarily sold. It's only sold in the state of Kentucky. My wife has family in Kentucky, so I've been there. I've had it. It is delicious, and that's why I try to rep it every chance I get. Are your headphones back in?
My headphones are back in. Cheers, Will.
All right. Cheers. Hold on.
Dink. I can't make a dink sound. There we go.
Here's the thing. Here's where the story gets interesting, though. So, how do we have this if this is only a Kentucky drink? Well, I got messaged on Twitter not too long ago.
Ooh.
I didn't catch their name, but it is whoever runs the Georgetown College track and field and cross country Twitter account.
What?
I just realized this now.
What?
I didn't get their name, but it's the Georgetown College of Georgetown, Kentucky. It's their official cross country and track and field account. Messaged me and sent us a 12-pack of Ale 8 for us to have.
Well, thank you, Georgetown Track. So that means we're officially sponsored by the Georgetown Track and Field.
Yes. Not only
team.
that, and I didn't tell you this because I wanted to keep this for myself. This person not only sent us Ale 8, they sent a koozie.
Okay.
For the bottle. And one of these. And a water bottle.
Oh, you are already using it.
Yes, I'm already prepped to use it.
Will's all Ale 8'd out. You know, Ale 8 didn't sponsor us, right? This person just sent us Ale 8 stuff.
This Kentucky hero, I must say, sent us all this stuff, and I'm very appreciative of it. You didn't have to do that.
You did not.
But thank you so much, whoever runs the Georgetown College track and fields and cross country Twitter account. We really do appreciate it.
I've had Ale 8
If you want to send us any other local sodas, check out our P.O. box.
And who knows how long this has been sitting in the P.O. box. Well, actually, no, that was a recent thing. We had stuff.
It was like last week. Yeah.
We're doing an unboxing after the stream. We had stuff sitting in the P.O. box forever.
Yeah.
I have had an Ale 8 before, and I was still surprised at how it tastes.
Yeah, because it's not something that you have ever, because we're not from Kentucky, so we don't have it all the time. But if you've never had it before, it's like a nice mix of Sprite and ginger ale. That's how
you define it.
Fantastic.
I was giving some to Sam. I was letting Sam have some, and I was trying to describe it. And I was like, it's like a mix between Sprite, and then I just froze. I was like, I don't know, something else. Yeah, it's like ginger ale, but citrusy.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Very good. If you don't live in Kentucky, they do sell it at your local Cracker Barrel, or you can order it online. They do ship within the United States.
Again, not a sponsor. Gotta
not a sponsor.
Get that out of the way. Very good.
No,
though.
Yeah, not sponsored. Just a kind person running the Georgetown College track and field and cross country Twitter account, sending us some good soda.
Anyway, Will, I'm also being told, I just learned this the minute we went live. Mm-hmm. It's National Cold Brew Day. Not a thing. Not a thing. That's like Hallmark just deciding Valentine's Day exists.
Yeah.
You know? That's just cold brew companies being like, today's the day, everybody. We're gonna take over Weed Day. It's Weed Day.
It is Weed Day. I got Taco Bell for lunch.
That's the same as smoking a doobie.
Yeah. GCXC Luke in the chat is our benefactor of the L8. I do not have a personal Twitter, so I had to use my work one.
He's around all the time. Thank you, GC.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's weed day. There were a lot of people. I was just outside. There was a million people outside. And I didn't realize it until just this moment why there was a million people outside. It's because it's weed day. And also, weed is legal now in New York.
Yep.
I didn't see anybody smoking weed, though.
Maybe they're not used to being able to do it out in the open.
Yeah, they're not. They're still closeted about it.
It takes a while to get acclimated to doing things in public.
Right. Anyway, listen, I'm going to be real with all you. I'm going to be real. Nothing happened in the last week.
Yeah. Kind of a boring week.
The top story we have is Nintendo announced a whole bunch of indie games last Wednesday that we're going to go through and tell you which ones are good, which ones are not, or that we think look good or don't look good. We don't know which ones are good or not because most of them aren't out yet.
Right.
And I'm going to be real with you again. I wasn't that jazzed about that indie world. I think it wasn't that great.
There were some interesting ones. There were a lot of it was like, I'm never going to play this. There were two announcements that kind of bothered me, but we'll get to why they bothered me in the chat. It more had to do with how they were announced.
And before we do that, we're going to say thank you very much to PokeShocks, who gave us 3 months. 3 months on podcast day. Thank you, PokeShocks.
Thank you.
Razzle Jazzled with the 7 months. Thank you so much. Master of Sean's, thank you for the Prime. Cisco Yeeted, thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate all yous.
Yeah.
Of course, if you are supporting us here on Twitch, you can link it to your Discord account and get into our special supporter-only Discord channel. Look, it looks like this. Oh, this little thing. Where is it? This little thing gets unlocked. Wow. And you click there, and you might get some videos a few hours early. If I finish them early, which is most of the time. Anyway, all right. Last week's Indie World Showcase. You said you wrote them down. What did you write down?
I wrote down the order they were announced.
Beautiful. You're so great, Will.
This Nintendo Life article that we have is completely out of whack.
They always do that. I love Nintendo Life because they make our lives easier. But they, good content. Also, the article's formatted so well. The only problem with it is that it's out of order. And you know what? Yeah. For most people, that's probably better. If I was a consumer of content, I would want the important stuff at the top. Mm-hmm. But as a freebooter, I want I want it in order.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the first story, Will?
As luck would have it, the first game that was announced is the first game in this Nintendo World article. It's Road 96.
Oh, I forgot about this game.
Yes.
Here's what happened last week. The Indie World was on Wednesday. It was at noon. Yeah, it was at noon.
I think it was at noon. Yeah,
too early for me. So what I did was I think I was up like super late the night before. And I instead of setting an alarm, what I did was I left my MacBook open on the Indie World Showcase page on YouTube, like the premiere. Mm-hmm. And I just left my speakers up, and I woke up to like the little Indie World drum beat. So I watched the whole Indie World through my like glazed over eyes.
Yeah.
That might be why I didn't like it that much. Anyway, this was the first game that they showed, and I was like, what?
Yeah. In a narrative-focused game with a mix of adventure, exploration, and puzzle solving, Road 96 tells a procedural story with thousands of potential paths to take. Meet characters from all walks of life and learn their intertwining stories. The decisions you make, both big and small, can drastically alter your experience. There are many roads. Which one will you take? Road 96 drives onto the Nintendo Switch later this year.
Are they throwing money at a car to like thwart it? Yes. There was a part in the trailer where they're throwing money at a car to try to get it off their tail.
Yeah, it's this weird like road movie style game where like every scenario has like 1,000 different outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, I mean, it's really interesting. I just don't know if they'll be able to pull it off with the amount of stuff they're saying that this game can do.
Yeah.
You know?
Whoa. Hold on. What was that stat? Road 96, 148,268 routes.
Yeah.
That, or I guess possible paths you can take in the story of this game. I'm not huge into narrative-driven games that focus solely on narrative.
Yeah.
You dabble a little bit in that.
Yeah, I dabble in it, and I wouldn't be opposed to trying a game like this, but I feel like that number is high.
This has to be a short game.
Yeah,
like
it has to be a
Firewatch was short.
Yeah,
it has to be like Firewatch short.
Yeah.
Firewatch, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember you saying
wasn't big into it. Everybody was making a big deal out of it. It was a beautiful game.
Yeah,
I didn't get sucked into that. But this is like an example. I just think it's not my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also I don't like in Firewatch freaking there's a part where you have to there's two paths. You know, a lot of things is about the paths you take. In Firewatch there's a part where it's like, do you want to burn this place down or do you want to leave it alone? And I said, leave it alone. And then it burns anyway. So it's like, what's that? Why did I make the choice then?
Yeah.
You're giving me, it doesn't count.
Yeah. I hate when narrative driven games throw that at you.
It's the veil of control over the story.
The illusion of choice.
That's the floral words I was looking for.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So this game looks interesting. It still doesn't look like my type of deal.
Right.
What's next?
I'll keep an eye on it. The next game was Aerial Knights Never Yield.
All right, this game kind of looks cool.
So this was the game I was playing before.
Sorry.
This has a demo. And I was playing this demo before the show started. And it is pretty cool. It's this like weird like parkour platformer endless runner type game. All the control, you're endlessly running, obviously, and all your controls are mapped to the D-pad. So you get like a medium jump, a high jump, a dash, and a slide. And you have to press the right button at the right time in order to get over an obstacle or go under an obstacle. The button presses are color coded, so you know what to do just by looking at what the obstacle is. It's got a really cool art style. It's got a great soundtrack so far from what I've heard. Yeah, I would say keep an eye on this one because this one was pretty fun.
This is the soundtrack play right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop it because I don't want to get sued.
Oh, we will totally get demonetized.
It looks to me like it probably plays like Ollie Ollie.
Not too dissimilar, but this is definitely more in the vein of like an endless runner type game.
Right. It looks kind of cool.
But this is not your typical runner game. Run, jump, slide, and dash through a futuristic Tokyo style Detroit to a head bop and soundtrack that has the protagonist Wally to save what's left of the future. Aerial Knights Never Yield slides onto Nintendo Switch May 19th. A demo is available on the Nintendo eShop right now.
Demo means butt in Japanese. Like and then. Never mind. Yeah. Where's the demo? Download demo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your demo is on its way. That's all it took. I'll drop the link in the chat if you guys want to try the demo out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I think it's going to be a good game, like a really good game when it's all said and done.
I'll try it out. Maybe I'll try it out at the end of the stream if you remind me and if I'm not completely exhausted. All right, what's next?
Next is Last Stop and Hindsight. both from Annapurna Interactive.
I don't know who that is.
They're like a indie movie studio, and they do indie games on the side.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I'd like to retire into that life.
Yeah.
I'd like to retire from my job into another just as demanding job.
Last Stop from developer Variable State is a single-player third-person adventure set in modern-day London where you play as 3 separate characters whose worlds collide in the midst of a supernatural crisis. What connects these 3 strangers? What connects these 3 strangers? Where will their fate lead them? Find out when Last Stop launches on Nintendo Switch in July.
You devolved into an old Italian person for a second.
That's my future.
I don't remember this game. I must have blacked out or drifted back to sleep when this game was. They were talking about this game. It looks pretty though.
Oh, you're looking at the Hindsight trailer though.
Oh, is this the wrong game?
Yeah, that's Hindsight.
Last Stop
is right below.
I do remember Last Stop.
Hindsight from developer Joel McDonald is a poignant narrative game about an older woman reminiscing about her family. The objects from her past serve as portals into long-lost memories, revealing a decision that forever changed her life. Learn more when Hindsight launches on the Nintendo Switch later this year.
So they're both kind of narrative situations.
Yeah, kind of narrative. Especially Hindsight's more of like the weirder, artsy-fartsy, esoteric one. Last Stop is more traditional narrative. How does the story progress type deal.
Right. So again, this is why I was kind of mad on the whole indie world that we had, because
right,
a lot of these types of games. Bob doesn't care unless there's a platformer.
Yeah, he knows what he likes.
He knows what he likes. What's next?
Ollie World.
All right. Speaking of me not being jazzed about this indie world, this looks sick.
Yeah. A bold new entry in the Ollie series is here. In Ollie World, tear up the streets of Radland and search for the mystical skate gods in this slick action platformer. With super tight controls and a level design that flows with your combos, you'll have a blast mastering tricks, meeting colorful characters, and discovering the hidden secrets of this vivid and vibrant world. Ollie World launches from the Nintendo Switch this winter.
I loved Ollie 2 on my Vita.
Yes. I think I played both of Ollie 1 and 2. This looks very different. Not just in terms of art style, but in terms of like the way the level's laid out.
It does.
It looks like a not like a big departure, obviously, but like definitely they're going in a different route than what the previous 2 games were trying to do.
They added adventure game elements. It looks like there's multiple paths and routes, and there's depth to the levels. It looks like a fleshed out world. God, that's why it's called Ollie World. That looks really cool. I loved Ollie 2. It's a very simple game. It's just this is why it reminds me of like an endless runner type thing. You have some control over your speed and stuff.
Yeah.
But it looks sick. I hope it's not too expensive. Do we have a price?
I don't think so.
Nintendo says nothing. Winter. That's all you get. Roll 7 makes good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like probably my favorite thing that was announced.
Yeah.
There's another really cool thing that we already knew about. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yes.
What's next?
The next game in the list is The Longing.
Okay, so this looks weird. This is like an almost Tim Burton-y weird looking game.
With a beautiful hand-drawn art style and an intriguing story, The Longing is unlike anything you have played before. The big twist, you don't have to actually play to see how it ends, but that doesn't mean you should just sit idly by. As the main character Shade, you must wait 400 days for your king to awaken. While waiting, you can explore dark caves, complete time-based puzzles, and collect items. And this game will come out. This game launched already, so it's available on the Switch.
What if I buy it and just wait a year?
I know, that's the thing about this game, because it's 400 days in real time.
Yeah. I'd imagine that there's puzzles and stuff that will knock the time down, maybe.
I don't think there is. I think all the puzzles and stuff you do is to try to learn more about the backstory of this world that you're in.
Okay.
Like, you're buried like deep underground. You're part of a secret, like an ancient society, and you're the last survivor, and you're waiting for the king to arrive. So everything you do is to try to, A, pass the time, and B, learn more about your environment.
I like the concept. Like, I'm down for that. I think that's pretty cool that it's like real time time. However, it's another narrative driven game, Will. Like, come on, I don't want to read. You're gonna make me read? I play games to relax, not to learn.
As per the Nintendo eShop page, as soon as you start, the game inevitably counts down the 400 days, even when you stop playing and exit the game.
Yeah,
it is now up to you to decide how you what you do with your solitary existence beneath the soil.
I'm gonna buy it and not play it. Just pick it up in 400 days.
Well, you have to at least like boot it up once.
The king's gonna be pissed at me.
Yeah, there probably is a secret ending for like if you do that.
Yeah, probably.
Read tons of classic literature from Nietzsche to Moby Dick right in the game. Or just have them. Yeah, apparently that's according to the eShop page.
That'll take you 400 days to get through.
Yeah. So they loaded a bunch of public domain books in there for you to read. That's actually pretty cool.
Wait, Knucker says, plot twist, after the 400 days, the actual game gets released. Imagine it turns into a completely... It's like an action platformer all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You play as the king.
Yeah.
Quezcodal says, Nietzsche isn't complicated at all. You're so cool, dude.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was long. I don't know anything about Nietzsche other than he's like some like highbrow shit.
Yeah, I know what he is, but of course my plebeian brain can't think of it right now.
You expect me to read, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm a gamer. What's next?
There is no game. Wrong direction.
Okay.
Despite its title, this is really a game. There is no game. Wrong Dimension is a point-and-click comedy adventure filled with riddles and puzzles. If you're looking for something different and experimental that's full of surprises, look no further. This game is available right now.
I have no idea what this is.
I don't remember.
Is this like a WarioWare type situation?
I think so, but also no.
I'm incredibly confused.
I don't know. Yeah.
There is no game is quite good. It's a point and click puzzle. Chad is saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a WarioWare type thing. Oh, wait.
I forgot.
There is no game a different game? Is this like a sequel?
No, I think this is it. I don't know if this is a series.
Well, here's Markiplier played this in 2015.
Okay. I remember there was like an indie direct not too long ago where one of the games featured was basically a web browser.
Yes, that's what this is. Yes.
And I played the demo for that, and that game is weird.
This does so that also reminded me of a different game. Yeah. That is in a similar vein. I don't know, but this game apparently came out in 2015, and this must be like a newer version of that game, or like a lot of added content or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. Looks cool. Next
is
there a demo for
notes?
this? Actually, I want to see if there's a demo for this.
I don't think so.
Nope. It's available now. $13.
All right.
I think maybe the original got expanded or something. That's what it kind of looks like.
Probably. Yeah.
Usually they say stuff like that though. So it's hard to tell if it's like a sequel or not.
Yeah.
Something funny happened.
Okay. All right.
Take your time, Will.
No, I thought you were looking for the demo.
No. There's no demo. There's no demo. There is no demo for there is no game.
Okay. So we're on to the next game on the list. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Okay.
With a blend of retro and modern visuals, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge finds the four favorite turtles kicking some serious shell in classic arcade-style beat-em-up action. Up to 4 players can play locally or online in this bodacious game, developed by Tribute Games and published by .emu, who also published Streets of Rage 4 and Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. TMNT Shredder's Revenge launches on Nintendo Switch later this year.
That's bodacious, Will.
It's radical.
This is awesome. This is the best game on this Indie World Direct.
Hands down.
We knew about it already, though.
I know.
So it's like, okay.
Well, in fairness, this is the only console it's been confirmed for.
True.
When they announced it, they just said console and PC, and that was it.
True.
This will probably go to everything.
Yeah,
for being honest. However, between my friends, we all have different systems, but we all have Switches.
Oh, there you go.
So we will all be getting this on our Switch. I have one friend who does not play video games, but he's a huge Ninja Turtles fan. I think I can finally convince him to get a Switch.
There's a lot about this that I like. I mean, the art style is great. The animation's great. The fact that they all have different run speeds is awesome.
Yeah,
it gives them a lot more character, and it makes it a lot more of it gives you a lot more to think about when you're picking your character.
Yeah.
Makes Michelangelo useful.
Yeah, he might have been because the previous games, they tried. Leo was always the most well-rounded. Donnie had the best reach. Raph was the strongest. I think Mikey was just the fastest.
Did Raph was he actually stronger? Did he do more damage to enemies?
I think so.
I don't know about that. Michelangelo, I don't think he was faster. I think all he did was he could fly. He could hover for 2 seconds if you did it.
Those were in the PS2 games. He could fly.
Oh, he couldn't do that in the arcade?
Not in the arcade. Not in the arcade game.
It's freaking useless.
Yeah.
He had the worst reach, so it's he was just the kooky one that every kid liked, including me. I liked him because I was a kooky kid.
But this game looks to be balancing all of that.
Right.
So
right.
That'll be good. And it's good that there'll be online play, because usually indie games can't swing that.
Yeah. Who's developing this?
.emu and Tribute Games.
Oh, so it is for real indie.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm sure, some Nickelodeon money here and there isn't gonna hurt.
That's really cool. I'm glad that they decided to do a smaller indie style game instead of trying to 3D-ify it or something. I mean, it would be great if we got somebody like a Warner Brother Games to do something like this, or Rocksteady or something.
But maybe it's just because the Ninja Turtles license the past few years, since Nickelodeon took over, was over at Activision.
Ouch.
And that's all I really need to say.
For the Ninja Turtles, you either got to go all in or very tiny.
Yeah.
All right, next
is Chris Tales.
All right, so this game actually looks sick. I put this in one of my videos. I think for like games coming out this year. It's not my type of game. Again,
no,
because it's an RPG. It's a JRPG, or it's inspired by JRPGs. But the animation is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. Drawing inspiration from classic and modern JRPGs, Chris Tales incorporates time travel into its storyline and combat with a variety of surprise effects, like making enemies younger and thus easier to defeat. While exploring this handcrafted, dark fairy tale world, you'll recruit a diverse cast of allies and discover new realms. Chris Tales lands on the Nintendo Switch July 20th.
Yeah, see how, like, I mean, the animation and what looked like the cutscenes was beautiful, but even the freaking world, the animation and it is sick, and the art style is amazing. So this looks really freaking cool. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but if you're into JRPGs, this is something to look out for.
Go back on that trailer.
How far back?
Not that far. Like the end title card.
Play the demo now.
Yeah, so there is a demo for this. I did not know that.
There you go.
All right. So play the demo. Check it out.
Should I freaking download the demo?
Why not, Bob? You're going to be streaming demos tonight.
I don't want to. I'm downloading it. Thank you. Your demo is on its way. All right. How much is the game, though? Oh, it doesn't say. I think there is a price, just not on the eShop.
Right.
Does Steam have a price? No. I think they had a price somewhere when I last looked this up. I don't know. Next.
All right. Getsu Den Undying Moon.
This is published by Konami.
Yes. This is apparently a remake of a 1987 game.
What?
That was exclusively released in Japan for the Famicom.
Okay, we gotta look at the frickin' Famicom game then. I've never heard of Getsu Den before.
Per Wikipedia, Getsu Den is a side-scrolling action-adventure game for the family computer by Konami, released in 1987 and available exclusively in Japan. It has been referenced in many subsequent Konami titles throughout the years. The game is structurally similar to Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, Goonies 2, and the original NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Structurally similar?
Yes.
Okay.
A Roguevania remake called Getsu Den Undying Moon is scheduled for Steam via early access in May and for the Nintendo Switch in 2022.
You shoot out Ka. That's what's happening. Every time he hits, it's Ka. It's attacking somebody.
Now this new game, showcasing a stylized Japanese aesthetic, Getsu Den Undying Moon delivers a dynamic hack and slash roguelite experience filled with perilous dungeons, fierce boss battles, and intense skill-based combat. Getsu Den Undying Moon launches on the Nintendo Switch next year.
This is friggin' beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know how I feel about I mean, would you call this an action platformer?
A little bit more hack and slashy.
So I don't know how I feel about like the real time like hit points when you're like attacking an enemy in like an action platformer style game. I played this one game. I forgot the name of it. It was Inti Creates had it at their booth, and it was freaking awesome. And it had online multiplayer. Yeah, I was like, this would be sick to play with people, and that was really cool. It was fun. It kind of had similar combat to this, so maybe I would like it. I'm not entirely sure. This is a beautiful game. I'm most interested in the fact that Konami
Konami's making games again.
I know.
Is it really an indie game though if it's published by Konami?
Gudu.
What even is indie?
I think it's developed by Gudu.
Yeah.
Developer. What the flip is this? No, I have no idea. Okay. Let's double check the actual Nintendo eShop page.
Okay.
No developer listed. Just says publisher Konami.
Well, all right then.
Does it say it on a? No, it's Steam. What about Konami's page?
Oh, I doubt it.
I am in the Americas. Oh my god. Okay, I was born in 1925. Nope. Okay, we're not doing this. Kick me out. I was too old. Anyway.
All right. Next is Aztec Forgotten Gods. Looking for it?
Yeah, I'm looking for. Oh, this game looked really cool. This was another. This is another one of my favorite new announcements.
If you're looking for a grand adventure inspired by Aztec mythology, look no further than Aztec Forgotten Gods from Mexican studio Linzo. Gain powerful upgrades, traverse different areas within an advanced Mesoamerican metropolis, and encounter all sorts of characters to uncover ancient secrets. Aztec Forgotten Gods soars on the Nintendo Switch this autumn.
Yeah, this looks really cool.
I
don't really
looks very good.
know what's happening though. It's like I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a 3D action game.
Yeah.
Reminds me of I mean, I always say this, but whenever there's a 3D action game, I'm like, reminds me of the old like GameCube days. It's because there's never any 3D like
there are no 3D platformers anymore. Yeah. Everything's a first-person shooter or an open-world sandbox with crafting and stealth elements.
Right. So yeah, this looks pretty sick. It looks like you're mostly like, it looks like there's a big focus on boss fights and stuff, which I'm down for that as long as they're well designed and fun.
Yeah,
it looks really cool. I like the art style and everything. I'm down for this. How much? How many ducats?
Probably won't tell you.
Can't find the Switch page. Nintendo. What's ZA? New Zealand?
No.
Doesn't say.
All right.
I guess it's going on the PC too, because I forget it came up on everything but Nintendo.
I mean, everything's coming to PC.
True.
It's just how indie games roll.
All right. Well, we'll find out in autumn.
Yes.
Next.
Skull, the Hero Slayer.
All right. So this is another cool looking one.
Yes.
Because it's finally 2D platformer.
Take on an entire army to rescue your king in this 2D fast action roguelite. The best part, to progress in the game, you'll need to swap abilities, which can be done by swapping heads. With 90 playable character variations, each with their own special abilities, you might think you're out of your Skull in real life. Skull, the Hero Slayer, launches on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Again, another 2D game or 2D action game that has like hit points and stuff.
Yeah.
But the art style's very pretty, and it looks really cool.
This is another game that we talked about that has rogue elements to it. So like it's procedurally generated and things like that. And this says rogue light, so I don't know what that means necessarily.
I'm not. See, I got a lot of quirks in gaming. Well,
the problem, like, so many games now, especially like indie games, are going for like that roguelike or roguelite style, and I'm still not exactly sure like what that entails. I think it's like procedurally generated. There's it's not permadeath, but if you die, like you have to like go through the world and find your equipment and stuff.
Yes, it's I think roguelike games it implies procedural generation, and yeah, if you die, you start over.
Yeah, JP Harrington, roguelite, you gain points that make you stronger even if you die, but you lose power-ups.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too big in the roguelike genre because it's too repetitive for me. I've played roguelikes and they're great. Like Dead Cells is great. So one Cave Blazers is great. I've never played Spelunky, but I've always wanted to.
I've heard Spelunky is very good.
So I'm not opposed to it. It's just I can't play them for that long because I don't like playing the same beginning part over and over and over again. You know, which is a complete contrast to how we grew up in gaming. Because we used to play the same beginning levels over and over and over again.
Yes.
Mario Maker is kind of roguelite. No.
Kinda, because like if you think about it, every level is different.
Yeah, but
every time you play, it's a different thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll allow it. See, here's the thing. Like, roguelikes are procedurally generated, but you still feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again in the very beginning. Because I guess you have no equipment or something. I don't know. Like the game changes as you play it, and you get brought back to square one, and it's frustrating. For some reason, that, you know what it is? It's probably the environment. Like the way the level looks in the very beginning, that probably mentally makes me mad that I have to play through that same environment again. It's probably just a me thing.
Per Wikipedia, a roguelike is a subgenre of role-playing games categorized by a dungeon crawl through procedurally generated levels, turn-based gameplay, grid-based movement, and permadeath of the player character.
Okay, turn-based is not a...
I feel like turn-based and grid-based are like kind of got thrown out the window.
Maybe that's what makes it a roguelite. Because they take out parts of it.
What makes it a roguelite is that, you know, there's no permit. It's just the procedurally generated part.
Right.
But a lot of like games that say they're roguelike are not turn-based and don't have grid-based movement.
Right. You're right.
So I think it's really just procedurally generated and permadeath.
That's the opposite of the definition of RPGs, because everything's an RPG if you go by the definition of RPG.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, nothing's a roguelike if you go by the definition of roguelike.
Yeah.
Anyway, next.
So next we get into a group of games that were part of like that montage.
Oh, my favorite.
So do you just want me to like speed through them?
Yeah.
Or do you want to like, all right.
Just fire through them.
Art of Rally, available summer 2021. Kiwi, available August 2021. Labyrinth City, Pierre and the Maze Detective, spring 2021. Weaving Tides, May 2021. House of the Dead remake later this year. Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights, June 21st.
Wait, let's talk about House of the Dead for a second, because
okay.
All right, House of the
Dead. This is one of those games that bugged me.
Yeah, so here's my hot take on House of the Dead. It was never a good game. It was a good arcade game because it was a really popular light gun game, and it was great playing in the arcade. It was a fun time. The hardware was cool. It was a fun game in the arcade. It's not a well-designed game. It's not like it's just fun because it has a light gun. This trailer is using a freaking thumbstick to shoot everything, and it's definitely not a game that ever needed to be remade, because it's only like claim to fame now is how broken it was, how funny it was.
I'm willing to give this game the benefit of doubt because it is touting itself as a remake. So maybe they figured out a way to make it work on a console. You know, it's not a light gun game anymore. It's still a rail shooter, but they found ways to make it work on console. They revamped it so it's less jank and there's more to do. Because arcade games are notoriously short.
There's no way, Will, because they're using the thumbstick to aim. You have a Joy-Con. Why can't we use that?
I'm sure there'll be an option to use that.
Oh, there better be, because it's very clearly they're using the thumbstick. Look at that thing. Look at the way that thing's scrolling around.
Right.
There's no way they're using the motion controls.
That probably wasn't Switch footage.
In the
My
Nintendo,
problem is
visual and sound is under development and may differ from final product.
Yeah.
Then don't put this in the trailer. You made a bad trailer. Also, another thing, House of the Dead, notorious for the terrible acting. Have you seen this trailer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this part.
Tyrion! I must compliment you. I didn't think you could make it this far. However, this is it. Let's see how good you really are.
Now, I don't know if it's hard to tell if they embraced the bad acting or not. It seems like they did. But I feel like they didn't go all in on the bad acting. They should have gone full room.
Did, but in a different way. You know, if they definitely got actors who know how to read lines, rather than just getting the programmer to do everything. So they got an experienced actor. How much experience they have is up for debate, but they got an. It's like they got an experienced actor and said, "This is House of the Dead. You know what to do."
Right.
My thing is,
yes.
Here's my thing. House of the Dead has name brand recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what House of the Dead is. You know, people like House of the Dead. People love House of the Dead. Why was this shoved in the, oh, by the way, here's all this other stuff montage at the end?
Well, House of the Dead has name brand recognition, which is the only reason why this game exists. This game did not ever need a remake. And that's why it was shoved at the end, because they know.
But I feel
that
like
this was a half-assed.
I feel like this is an opportunity to be like, House of the Dead is coming back, and you know, look at all the cool stuff we're gonna do with it. That's why it needed to like have its own, you know, space to breathe. You know, not just thrown in the middle of a montage.
I had to Google what the logo looks like, because look at it. Look at all that space. Apparently, that's one of the logos. This has no space. This has that's the remake one. This has a lot of space. So they're going for authenticity here. I commend them for that.
What's interesting is House of the Dead famously is a Sega franchise, but I don't think Sega is involved in this.
Right.
You see, Megapixel Studio, Forever Entertainment, and this other logo I don't know. This is now like the third or fourth Sega franchise has been revived that they don't technically have anything to do with. They didn't make Streets of Rage 4. They didn't make Shenmue 3. They don't really do anything with the Wonder Boy series. That's .emu making that.
Getting scared for Sega.
There's a joke on Twitter that all Sega does is make Sonic and Yakuza games, but I think there's validity to that.
And arcade games. Apparently they're making a Pokemon arcade game. I just saw it on Nintendo Life.
Yeah.
Their Japanese Twitter account is weird. It's like a dude just tweeting his lunch. It's very bizarre. They made Panzer Dragoon also. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the type of stuff we're talking about. So yeah, I don't know about this one.
I mean, look, our chances very low that it's going to be good. Yes, of course, chances are low it's going to be good. But I feel like there was a missed opportunity to not get the word out better for House of the Dead remake.
They could have made a great House of the Dead game, is what they could have done.
Yeah.
Because the name recognition is there. Put a little more money into, a little more effort into it.
Yeah.
I don't want things to be misconstrued. I was very harsh on House of the Dead. I loved House of the Dead, but again, it was a tech thing. It's not the game is not like some great masterpiece. And Time Crisis is better. Anyway.
So after Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Night, June 21st, Beasts of Marvella Island this June, and last of the montage, Fez, available now.
That's a weird one.
Now, I had always thought Fez was available on Switch.
Yeah,
apparently not.
When did Fez come out? 2013?
Something like that. Yeah. I've played this on like so many different systems.
A great game.
Yeah, very good game. We were supposed to get a sequel, but then the developer Phil Fish got into a Twitter fight and canceled the game.
Yeah, I talked about this on stream the other day. So it came out April 2012. Is when it originally came out. Again, great game. It's also part of Indie Game the Movie, which was like a great thing, and also made Phil Fish look like a jackass. So like this, it was a weird time in gaming. Like, there was a lot of vitriol being spewed in the gaming community around like the 2013 era, and Phil Fish, who developed and created Fez, was very vocal on Twitter and was talking back to everybody who was talking smack to him. And then he went a little nuts, and something happened. I think the official story on his Wikipedia is that some journalist said something to him, and then he's tweeted, "That's it, Fez 2 is canceled. Forget it." And then he deleted his Twitter.
He got into a back and forth with somebody over what was it? Microsoft had, because he had complained how Microsoft used to have a policy, if you wanted to patch your game, the first patch is free, the next patch is like insanely expensive. Like you have to pay Microsoft like $10,000 to patch the game after one patch. So he said, I cannot afford to patch Fez anymore, even though there's a bug that really needed patching. So Microsoft rescinded that policy. A journalist made a big stink about like, oh, what's Phil Fish's stance on this now? And Phil Fish was like, I just heard about the news. Can you give me a minute to figure it out? And they got into an argument over Twitter. And then finally he said, Fez 2 is canceled. I'm done. I take the money and I run. This is as much as I can stomach. This isn't the result of any one thing, but the end of a long, bloody campaign. You win.
I'm trying to find the official, because I read this on stream the other day. There was like it was like a Polygon article that was like Fez 2 canceled because he got into a fight, and then it listed the whole thing that happened. He also did recently, even though he quit gaming, he recently did the boot animations for the Analog Super NT.
Yes, and the Mega SG.
Is he the guy who does the product photography for 8-Bit Do? I heard that somewhere.
I don't think so.
I heard somewhere that he's the guy. He does these pictures. The developer of Fez. This is what I heard somewhere.
I don't know.
I have no proof of that. Is this it? Fuck. God bless you. Oh my God. Why? Where? This is it. Fez 2 canceled. Phil Fish confirms. So he got into a fight with writer Marcus Beer. In response to Beer's comments during a recent episode of Game Trailers Invisible Walls. During the episode, Beer touched on the media's recent efforts to reach out to indie developers during the Xbox One's reversal on indie self-publishing. Particularly Jonathan Blow and Fish, who decided to go bananas and bitch and moan, quote, about Brett's questions. Jonathan Blow is the guy who did Braid.
Braid and The Witness, yeah.
Gents, Beard said, you were the guys who did Indie Game the movie, and some of you looked relatively normal in it. One of you looked like a total tosspot in it. That would be Phil Fish. But you can't have it both ways. You're successful game designers. You're indie game designers. Hurrah! Good for you, you fucking hipsters. What an asshole!
No, Marcus Beer is kind of a jerk.
Beer is I don't, so I remember watching Indie Game the movie and being like, Phil Fish is a jerk. And then when the whole Fez thing controversy happened, I was like, Phil Fish is a jerk. And he was like telling people to kill themselves on Twitter and stuff, which is not a good look. Probably shouldn't do that. But Marcus Beer's also a jerk. It's like a whole bunch of jerks around here. This is what I meant when I said 2013 gaming was vitriolic tosspot, if you will. And guess what? That vitriolic tosspot spawned the Wulff Den in 2013, baby. And then Fish responded harshly in turn later, tweeting, I fucking hate this industry for the negativity and criticism it's brought. The back and forth ended with Fish tweeting, I'm done. Fez 2 is canceled. Goodbye. And then that was it. And then we never got a Fez 2. It's been like 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
And that's that. Anyway, Fez is a great game.
Yeah.
Should give it a try. You will be able to soon. Right? When do we get Fez?
Now. It's available now.
Oh, give it a try. It's very good. Also check out Indie Game the movie if you want. Do that.
Yes.
It's on Netflix, or was on Netflix. Do that first, and then decide whether or not you want to support Fez.
All right. And we got one more game.
He was also apparently disrespectful to Japanese gamers. I need to know how he was disrespectful to Japanese gamers. I remember him being an asshole, but looking back on the story, I was like, was he an asshole or was I an asshole?
I think, at least in the movie, he was. It wasn't so much. I mean, he was very abrasive, but it was more so he put a lot of pressure on himself to get this game out, and he was very easily agitated.
I think my takeaway was that he was like being a spoiled brat, but that might have just been my takeaway at the time. Maybe I wasn't looking at it the right way, maybe because I know that doing something like that could be incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
But again, that was 8-9 years ago. I don't remember exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I think telling people to kill themselves on Twitter is very fucked up. So I don't
according to Mint T, he said JRPGs or games suck, but I viewed it as being insensitive about how he conveyed not liking the games.
I do that. I literally do that. I literally say that I don't like JRPGs. I don't say that they suck. I call it weeb shit, but I wouldn't. That's not.
That's out of love.
That's out of love. Yes. Didn't he say in the movie that if Fez didn't do so good, he'll kill himself too? I don't like that either. I don't like that kind of talk. Again, he was very stressed out at the time.
Yeah. I think that was in response to because like his business partner at the time was going to leave the project and he wasn't signing over the rights to Phil Fish to finish the game.
I just realized that was what your Twitter @ says Scootish. That is not who you are.
Nope.
Anyway, let's stop talking about Phil Fish.
Yes, let's talk about the final game of the night.
That wasn't it? Oh, right. There was
Oxenfree 2, Oxenfreer.
They legitimately did a one more thing. They pretended like they were wrapping up the show, and then they did a one more thing.
Yeah. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals is the actual title of the game. Published by MWM Interactive, Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals is a supernatural narrative adventure game about a researcher who stumbles upon ghostly happenings. 5 years after the events of Oxenfree, Riley returns to her hometown of Kamina to investigate mysterious radio frequency signals causing curious disturbances. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals comes to the Nintendo Switch in 2021. I think I'm confusing the original Oxenfree with another game.
So that's the thing. So I saw this whole trailer, and it was very clear that I was supposed to know what this game was, and I had no idea. And then it said Oxenfree 2, and I was like, oh, I know the name Oxenfree. I don't think I've ever seen Oxenfree.
Yeah.
I know of it. I don't know if I've ever actually seen it.
Yeah, I know of it. I've heard good things about it. For some reason, I assumed it had an aesthetic similar to Over the Garden Wall. I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, it kind of looks like it a little bit.
Maybe.
I think it's just there's a lot of plant life and stuff going on.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I'm happy for people who are into Oxenfree. I really have nothing to base this off of. It was very strange for them to have a one more thing though in an indie direct. But I'm glad people who have Oxenfree. I'm happy for you. We're getting it sometime in 2021. Luabic in the chat, known asshole in the chat, by the way, if you were listening to last week's podcast, says, I mean, I don't like weeb shit either, and I don't say that out of love. I'm allowed to say that because I'm a fucking weeb, and you'll know on Thursday when my video comes out. You'll know on Thursday how much of a freaking weeb I am. Anyway. I'm having a stroke.
Okay.
Oh, we're done. That's it. That's the whole indie direct. All in all, I think it was just. I mean,
it's hard with indie directs because you don't know what you're gonna get. Not all. Most indie games are very weird and esoteric. Yes. So, like, trailers don't do them any justice.
And there's a huge swath of different genres that they could be.
Yeah.
So it is
it's hard.
You have to
judge.
go in with zero expectations.
Yeah.
There should be something for everybody in an indie direct because there's such a huge swath of games or genres to pull from.
And to be fair, I think this indie direct did have something for everybody. It had the weird weeb stuff. It had it had new installments of like Ali Ali, House of the Dead. Fez is a classic game that you can now play on your Switch. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a big name that's sure to get anybody interested. So yeah, I think this indie direct had something for everyone. It's just you have to remember that it's not a regular Nintendo Direct. You can't expect them to announce Mario Odyssey 2 or an Apex Legends type deal or something like that.
Chris BX says it was the Cheesecake Factory of indies. I like that. The menu is massive.
Yeah. And it had ads in it for some reason.
I think I'm learning that I'm a picky gamer. I'm a very picky gamer. I'm old, dude. Okay. Like I don't have.
Yeah.
I only have time to play what I like.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a content creator, so I have to play the zeitgeist. I gotta play the cool new things, and I just fucking can't, dude. Some games I know everybody's like, oh, this is the best thing ever, and it's just not for me.
Yeah, dude. I am playing games from last year. I still have not played any game from this year. I'm playing Doom Eternal right now, so don't expect me to. It took me forever to beat the last Doom, so don't expect me to play anything new after this.
I don't have anything to complain about. There's been a lot of great games for me this year that are specifically in my wheelhouse that I'm having a good time. There's a lot of Bob games out there right now, so I got nothing to complain about. Anyway, all in all, Indie Direct was fun. I'm sure it was probably great for a lot of gamers, especially if you're into indie stuff. Personally, I think my eyes were just, I was looking for 3D platform. I'm sorry, I was looking for 2D platformers. Yeah. There was a time when indie games were pretty much only 2D platformers, or like retro style 2D platformers. All Bob needs is Warzone. My friends are abandoning Warzone.
Really?
They're not having a good time in Warzone.
Oh man.
It gets updated tomorrow.
I think it was like a 25 gig update.
Dude, it was 50 last week. So they came out with a freaking new gun in Warzone that was broken as hell, and it was a Modern Warfare gun, so I had to reinstall Modern Warfare, and guess what? I had to do it on my PlayStation 5, and guess what? It sucks, dude. I've decided I don't like I'm making a lot of enemies this podcast. I decided I don't like the PlayStation 5. I have a much better experience on the Xbox every time.
Is it specifically because of Warzone, or is it like other?
But here's the thing: I only ever play Call of Duty on my Call of Duty boxes. On my Xbox and my PlayStation is pretty much all exclusively Call of Duty machines. I didn't have any problems with friggin' like Demon Souls or Astro's Playroom. But freaking Call of Duty, man, you know what it is? It's the backwards compatibility. It's just not great on PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's just a hot mess.
Apparently on the PlayStation 4, the way they do like updates and downloads and stuff, they have to download like the full game, and like then they delete everything but the patch, or like copying things over. Like they don't like something has to do with like they don't. You have to basically have 2 copies of the game going at the same time while like you transfer things over.
Yeah, it's.
And they didn't fix that on the PS5.
They're trying really hard to. I know that Activision or whoever, Ravensoft or whoever is developing it, is trying really hard to fix that. They're not trying hard enough. They should have fixed the whole game from the ground up. Yes, when there's an update, they basically have to copy. You have to download the update, and then they have to copy the update onto your hard drive, so it's doubles the size. And then it deletes the other half or whatever. It just gives you a small amount on your hard drive, but the update itself is massive. The biggest problem with every time they update Warzone, they reinstate. So there's a glitch where there's this thing called the stim. It like you stick yourself with it and you gain your health back. Right. There's a glitch where if you can just go into the gas, you know how Battle Royales is the gas? There's a glitch where you can go into the gas and just stick yourself forever, and then you just live forever in the gas. So, in a Battle Royale, the last man standing is going to be the guy in the gas with the stim. It's called the stim glitch.
Right.
Every single update for the past year has put the stim glitch back in the game. Just take it out of the game. Just when you update the game, include the patch with the stim glitch. How many patches do we need before the stim glitch is not in the game anymore? They always release the update, the stim glitch is there, they take the stim glitch out. Just release the patch without the stim glitch. I don't understand how hard that is. If you're going to patch it later every single time. I don't get it. Anyway, great game. Still love Warzone. I know you guys don't give a shit about Warzone. What was the last notification I read? Cisco yeeted.
That's a good question.
Khalil Jama with the 7 months. Hi guys, love the podcast. Keep being amazing. Thank you, Khalil Jama, for the support. I am Solez with 14 months. Smoking big doinks today, boys? Question mark. No, but I'm happy for all of you that do.
Yes. Good on you.
Good on you. Exto Lexicon, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate you. Webs11, thank you for the 3 months. Chris BX, thank you for the 33 months. Press 10, thank you for the 5 hundo bits. Hey, Bob and Will, it's me, the guy who asked if Spawnwave was in the same cinematic universe as y'all. Well, I donated to Spawnwave and asked him, and he said that he would agree on that statement. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I am very excited. Good. That's good to hear. I'm glad we're on the same page there. I was ready to get in a fight right now. I thought he was going to say no. Anyway, Mecha Dragon.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way to make it all part of the same cinematic universe. If we have to go to the multiverse, we will.
Mecha Dragon.
Multiverses are in.
Thanks for the 100 bits. The problem I have with all these indies is that most of them are also on Steam. And with me getting into PC gaming recently, I don't know if I should get these games on Steam or my Switch. I mean, I always err on the side of Switch because you have more flexibility. You can take it with you wherever. The only downside is if you want to play with a keyboard and mouse. Yeah. And most of these indie games are going to want a controller anyway.
Right. Well, I think like most indie games do offer the option to play with a controller. The thing about Steam is that they're usually on Steam first, and they're often cheaper, or eventually will be cheaper. Yeah. So there's a lot of benefits to playing on PC. The biggest benefit to playing on Switch, though, is ease of use, ease of compatibility, and the ability to play it on the go.
Yeah.
And easier to play it on your TV, yes. So
I guess I see this differently. I think most people have their Switch dock on a TV and stuff, like in the living room or something.
Yeah.
And the computer is a separate desk. For me, everything is right here. I play everything at my computer desk. So playing it on the Switch is just more convenient because I can take it with me wherever. It's more versatile. Playing it on a PC feels like the same thing, but less like I'm trapped. I'm trapped to my desk on my computer. So especially with indie games, because it doesn't require a lot of power. You're gonna get the same experience on your Switch. Anyway, that's my take. Danny Dez, thank you for the Prime subscription, or the regular subscription. I'm sorry that it took me a while. That first topic was very long.
Yes.
We try to read the notifications in between topics. Again, we didn't want to talk about indie stuff because that was almost a full week ago, but there's nothing else happened. So next news, though, classic Sony systems may die forever.
Yeah, that's it.
We might not get any more. Your PlayStation 3 might not work in a few years.
The Lumia, or your PlayStation 4, or your PlayStation 5. The looming software kill switch lurking in aging PlayStation hardware. Unless something changes, an issue lurking in older PlayStation's internal timing systems threatens to eventually make every PS4 game and all downloaded PS3 games unplayable on current hardware. Right now, it's not a matter of if, but when this problem will occur. The ticking firmware time bomb has been known in certain PlayStation preservation and hacking circles for a while, but it's gaining new attention amid Sony's recent announcement to shut down the online stores for PS3, PSP, and Vita software. We'll talk about that later. While the impending store shutdown won't impact player abilities to play and re-download previously purchased software for now, the eventual wider shutdown of PSN servers for these aging consoles could have a much more drastic effect on the playability of a wide swath of games. What's the problem? The root of the coming issue has to do with the CMOS battery inside every PS3 and PS4, which the system uses to keep track of the current time, even when it's unplugged. If the battery dies or is removed for any reason, it raises an internal flag in the system's firmware, indicating the clock may be out of sync with reality. After that flag is raised, the system in question has to check in the PSN the next time it needs to confirm the correct time. On the PS3, this online check happens when you play a game downloaded from the PlayStation Store. On the PlayStation 4, this also happens when you try to play retail games installed from disk. This check has to be performed at least once, even if the CMOS battery is replaced with a fresh one so the system can reconfirm clock consistency. Why does the PlayStation firmware care so much about having the correct time? On the PS3, the timer check is used to enforce any time limits that may have been placed on your digital purchase. As confirmed by the error message, this content has a time limit. To perform this operation, go to the settings, date, and time settings via internet.
Oh, that's so annoying.
I know. The check seems to be required even for downloads that don't have any actual set expiration dates, adding a de facto one-time online check-in requirement for systems after their internal battery fails. On the PlayStation 4, though, the timing check is apparently intended to make sure PSN trophy data is registered accurately and to prevent players from pretending to get trophies earlier than they actually did. You think this check could be segregated from the ability to load the non-trophy portions of the game, but player testing has shown that this seems to be a requirement to get PS4 games to load at all.
All right, we could sum up the rest. It sounds a lot to me like how on a PC motherboard, taking the CMOS battery out like kind of resets the BIOS. Mm-hmm. If there's no internet, you can't fix it. Basically, you can't.
Yeah,
it resets things, and if there's no connection to the internet, like what was going to happen to the PlayStation 3, you wouldn't be able to even use your PlayStation 3 at all. So yeah, that would have messed everything up. I would like to note, everybody's saying modern vintage gamers in the corner of the screen. Good, because he did a tweet. This isn't a Sony thing. The Xbox simply won't work unless you activate it. So with the Xbox, if they don't have any internet connectivity, you just legit can't even use your Xbox. It's not even like a CMOS battery thing. It's just a general, you need internet in order to even use the console at all.
Right.
So this is just a modern console thing. It's not even like I mean, yeah, it's a hardware problem. It's a hardware flaw, it seems like. But it's just this is the way consoles are now. Which is terrible for people like us who we consider ourselves kind of like collectors, and we like to archive our history of gaming. So in a few years, I want to be able to dust off the old PlayStation 3. Or in 20 years from now, I'd love to be able to dust off my PlayStation 5 and see what I had on there. And that
just
might
Warzone,
just Warzone, or no, fragments of Cold War and Modern Warfare and Warzone. But yeah, that might not be possible. It turns out. This is something that Sony and maybe Microsoft needs to fix. I don't think it's as much of a problem for Microsoft because they're both massive companies.
Right.
I don't see Microsoft closing down servers for old Xbox hardware anytime soon.
No, they've kept the 360 store up and running all this time. You can still buy 360 games on the Xbox One.
Xbox Live on original Xbox took a while to fizzle out. Yeah. But there's still there's still like homebrewed ways for people to play with each other on like Halo 2 and stuff.
Well, that's through System Link. So, because those games had System Link capability,
right? But I mean, like you can like connect it to the internet, and there's like a weird like thing you could do to like get things to work.
Yeah, I mean, but this is an issue because like a CMOS battery theoretically can be replaced at home, but as far as I know, there's no way to do that without Sony registering your PlayStation as jailbroken. And therefore can't connect to the internet.
That's dumb. They got to lift that for old hardware.
That can just be a simple that's a firmware update that they can fix.
If they're going to kill off a system, they got to remove the jailbreak stuff because what else is the system good for? That's a waste. Also, at the very end of the PlayStation 3 life cycle, that's when they enabled the ability to use any controller you want, any Bluetooth controller. So that to me looked like a way of Sony being like, this console's dead, do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
But then this kind of goes against that. So I don't know. Yeah, so this is bad for archivists, I guess.
It's bad for archivists. It's bad for people who only have a PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because some people don't upgrade every console generation. They have one console for years and years and years, and then eventually, 20, 30 years down the road, they're like, yeah, maybe I'll get the newest system.
Yeah, there's people who are still playing Skyrim on the PlayStation 3s.
Yeah. So.
But good news for archivists.
Yes.
We'll move this one because this is relative.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3 and Vita stores aren't dying, apparently.
No. What'd you do with the link?
I deleted it and put it back, and I moved it up in the list.
I see it. I gotcha. Yeah, so this is a blog. This is a blog post on the PlayStation blog from President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan. Recently, we notified players that the PlayStation Store on PS3 and Vita devices was planning to end this summer. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. So today, I'm happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and Vita devices. PSP commerce functionality will retire July 2nd, 2021 as planned.
Wow.
When we initially came to this decision to end the purchasing support for PS3 and Vita, it was born out of a number of factors, including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus more of our resources on newer devices where the majority of our gamers are playing on. We see now that many of you are incredibly passionate about being able to continue purchasing classic games on PS3 and Vita for the foreseeable future, so I'm glad we were able to find a solution to continue operations. I'm glad that we can keep this piece of our history alive for gamers to enjoy while we continue to create cutting-edge new game worlds for PS4, PS5, and the next generation of VR. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us. We're always listening and appreciating the support from the PlayStation community.
So I guess they saw this as backlash.
Oh, 100%.
That's kind of crazy that they were like, okay, fine, we'll leave it up.
Yeah.
Because like that means that like it really wasn't that big of a deal to them. Like I thought they were like, dropping compatibility because like, it's a burden on them. But it seems like it really wasn't that big of a deal.
No. I mean, I'm sure that the PS3 and Vita stores had reached a point where there was not a lot of revenue coming in. So it would make financial sense to shut it down. I mean, not necessarily that they were losing money, but they weren't going to, gain any more money. Any money they would have spent on the PS3 and Vita service could have gone to PS4 and PS5 or whatnot. But I think they've seen the reception to that, and I think now they understand that it was a big mistake. So they're going to keep those stores up and running. PSP, I can understand them shutting that store down. That system's been dead for years. So I think this is a fair compromise, and most, if not all, PSP games you can download and play on the Vita. So it's not it's a loss, but it's not as big of a loss.
And that's so old by now. Like there's got to be a cutoff at some point. You're not always going to be able to download a new game on a device. Like you were still going to be able to download games you already purchased, which I think is crazy.
Yeah,
for such an old console. RoboJack in the chat says foreseeable future. See y'all next year. But he's right. Next year they'll probably just shut down all this stuff.
Probably, but
what else did I want to say? There was a game, I think it was Aqua Kitty, was slated to be launched like the week before this was all going down. It was the last Vita game to be launched.
Yeah.
Which I think is reason enough to keep the Vita store up. You still have games being released for it?
You have a surprising number of indie games still being released for Vita.
Imagine your game is slated to be released on a platform, and then they decide to close the platform the following week.
Well,
there goes all of everything you've been working up for. There goes all of it.
Friggin' what's it? Colin Moriarty's video game company, Lily Mo. They just got more Vita development kits, and then the next week they announced the store was going to close.
He must be pissed.
Yeah.
He's the champion of the Vita.
Yeah, he's the Vita's biggest.
He's Mr. Vita. He's president of Vita Island.
Yeah.
Except there was some land dispute over Vita Island.
Yes.
So,
but
that's the weird part to me, is that there's still stuff being launched on the store. They have to give developers like way advance notice before they just close the doors like that. That might be more of a reason why they decided to postpone this.
Yeah. But I mean, even still, like, because again, had these stores closed down as planned, that meant that like thousands of games would just be rendered unavailable to people, because there are still games on the PS3 and the Vita that were only available digitally that have never been available in any other format on any other platform.
Right.
So you would have lost access to all of these games. And it's not like these games are available on the PS4 or the PS5. If there was some form of backwards compatibility, this wouldn't be a big deal. But the fact that there isn't makes it a big deal.
Right. So anyway, they decided to keep it up. The only problem is PSP, which, I mean, you gotta cut it off at some point.
Yeah. But again, a lot of PSP games you can play on the Vita.
True. Triton, that one guy, thank you for the 15 months. Hello, Wolf Bros. Hope you're doing good. I am doing great.
Doing pretty good, yeah.
That is good. We're a little behind here.
Yes, we're a lot behind here.
Where's F-Zero at, Will? You
dumb,
just sleeping. Stupid idiot. This had a little thing on Twitter. This went.
I feel like it's warranted.
I don't know. We'll get into it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Takayama Imahara, the now retired Nintendo artist and designer who helped create The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and characters like Captain Falcon and Fox McCloud, has said that while F-Zero isn't dead, it's a series that is hard to bring back without a grand idea. Imamura spoke to IGN about his 30-year career at Nintendo, and he revealed that he considers F-Zero GX to be the ultimate F-Zero. However, 2003's F-Zero GX is 18 years old and is the last console F-Zero game to be released.
That's pretty crazy.
Well, I know. While many Nintendo franchises have lived on with new entries, F-Zero has been quiet for nearly 2 decades, although it wasn't for lack of trying. Of course, I've thought about it many times, but without a grand new idea, it's hard to bring back, Imamura says. Despite that, Imamura assures us that the F-Zero series isn't dead, even with him no longer being at Nintendo. Imamura also delved deep into the development of F-Zero GX, which took inspiration from Daytona USA and was developed by Sega's Amusement Visions alongside Nintendo. And it just goes on to talk about F-Zero GX.
So, I didn't know that it was that guy. It was the character designer. I didn't know he's the one who said it, because he's retired now. He can do whatever he wants. He's not going to get yelled at by the big N. So a lot of people quote tweeted this IGN article, and we're like, it's not that hard. All you have to do is, and then they listed basically everybody's pitching their own F-Zero game. All he said was it's hard. And obviously it's hard. Game design is hard. And it's Nintendo. Yes. They want to do it perfect. So listen, 18 years without an F-Zero game, that's a long time. I'm not saying that they're right in doing that. I'm just saying all he said was it was hard. It is hard. You can't deny that it's hard. And then I quote tweeted it, because everybody else was quote tweeting it. I said, this tweet suddenly turned everybody into a game designer, because everybody's pitching their own ideas on how to do F-Zero right, as if it's not that hard. All you have to do is revitalize a dead franchise. It's hard, dude. I've been saying for a really long time, and I know this is another one of Bob's unpopular opinions. He's got a lot of them today. This is the one that's going to bury me. I've been saying that I think F-Zero is a game that I don't want to say can't be done today in the modern era, but it would be really hard to do. And so I completely agree with this guy.
I don't. And here's the thing, because how many fucking Mario Kart games have we gotten since the GameCube?
A lot.
And how different, realistically here, how different are the Mario Kart games from one game to the next?
There's one major key difference here, Will, between F-Zero and Mario Kart.
I think I know what it is, but what are you gonna say?
It's our good buddy here, Mario. Will, Mario Kart just became the highest selling racing game of all time in America. I think that just happened today. I think it was Mario Kart 8. You can't do that with F-Zero. You can't.
So that leads, because I thought what you were going to say, and it's along similar lines. I think the reason why there hasn't been an F-Zero game in 20 years is because it's the same reason why we haven't gotten a Metroid game in a very long time. F-Zero doesn't sell.
Yes. Which is why it would be hard to do without a grand idea. You need to make a big spectacle out of it before you shovel a bunch of Nintendo's hard-earned money into that and try to fire out a hit.
I think it's possible to make an F-Zero game and have it be successful and profitable and people will like it. I think if Nintendo has this weird thing where if one game in the series does poorly, then they shelve the series until they can figure out what to do with it. They did it with Metroid because, Metroid Other M did pretty badly, so they shelved Metroid until they could figure out what to do with it. They did it with Star Fox.
Star Fox, they really shit the bed with Star Fox.
Well, the Star Fox they shit the bed with twice. Because there was the GameCube era games, which people didn't really like. Then they tried to bring it back with Zero.
Now Star Fox fans would be very mad at you for saying the GameCube games weren't good.
I've never heard anybody say anything good about the GameCube games.
The Star Fox people love the GameCube games. At least one of them. Every Star Fox fan likes one of the GameCube games, and not the other one.
Adventure reviewed well, but I don't know anybody who actually liked it. And Assault, the R-Wing sections are people like, but a lot of that game is on foot missions, and you don't buy Star Fox for on foot missions.
Right. And so Star Fox Zero was disappointing.
Bad. It was bad.
It was very disappointing. They really tried to shoehorn in the Wii U element, and it just didn't work at all. So yes, Nintendo has they got the Nintendo polish. They got when they have a big franchise, they want to put everything they have into it, which is kind of a blessing and a curse. It's great for games like Mario and Zelda because they put everything they have into those games, even the small bite-sized games like Link's Awakening, and for example, the Crypt of the Necro Dancer game, whatever the hell that was called.
Yes. Yeah.
Those games are great. They're all awesome, and they're like bite-sized in comparison to the grand spectacle that are the main games. I think any other company could just give an indie dev like a bunch of money and be like, make a friggin' F-Zero game and make it quirky and cool, and it would come out great. But Nintendo's like keeping the ace in their sleeve, waiting for a time when they can make it like a big deal, which could blow up in their face like it did with Star Fox.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I just agree with this guy. It sounds like it would be really hard to do. I know everybody's got their own ideas in their heads of what they want F-Zero to be, but they're not game developers. They're just people who they're just fans.
I don't think it would necessarily be hard. I feel like they think F-Zero needs to be something else, something different.
Yeah.
When all people want is F-Zero GX.
Yeah,
just
but
modernized.
Yeah, that's not going to sell. They do have to revitalize. They do have to completely change it.
I think that they took what they did with F-Zero GX and modify it enough to not need to sell 10 million copies in order to be profitable. I think they can bring back the series.
Just make a Burnout F-Zero game and I'm down. I'll buy
there
4
you go.
copies.
Yeah.
I'd be so down for that.
Yeah.
Yo, I got that game Hot Shot Racing
Yeah.
On the Switch, it was like $11.99. That game is sick. It's like it looks like virtual racing.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. It has burnout style boosts, but you can't really. There's no takedowns, but you can kind of slow people down if you hit them. It's so freaking good. Oh, it's on Game Pass apparently. Says Nucker.
Oh, there you go.
It's sick. Play it for like 2 seconds. You'll be like, it was cool. And there's a campaign, and each character has their own like cool like little ending, like, you know, where it like shows like a mini cutscene. Yeah. It's really cool. And there's a Captain Falcon style character. I thought it was cool. So anyway, I agree. I think it'd be hard to make an F-Zero game. But I understand why people are up in arms, because of course they want their F-Zero back, and I get it.
Yeah.
Captain Falcon needs to be the guy from F-Zero, not the guy from Smash Brothers.
Right.
Anyway, speaking of games that I played, this is Super Mario 64 Plus. Is an unofficial PC port with 60 frames per second and a permadeath mode. That's not all. This game slaps, dude. So I played this on stream the other day. I forgot when. There's supposed to be a clips video up sometime. Blame Ian for that. But it's friggin' awesome, dude. Look for a clips video on youtube.com/Wulff Den clips. It'll be up soon. But anyway, what this is so a while ago we got the PC port of Mario 64. Do you remember that? It was 4K, 60 frames per second. Everybody made a big deal about that. It was widescreen. This is not that. This takes the ROM. This takes the ROM of Super Mario 64 and adds a whole bunch of stuff to it. So you have to take your ROM, run a script. It compiles the ROM. It's actually very easy to do if you follow the directions. And the directions are, you could download it straight from the YouTube link. You just need your own Super Mario 64 ROM. It adds all this stuff and makes an executable file for you to play. So it doesn't use the source code like the PC port did. This uses the actual ROM and then enhances it. You can already see it's widescreen. It's 1080p. I think it can do up to 4K. I didn't do that though. The UI is bigger.
The UI is, you can see like your health is up in the corner. It has a star counter in the bottom.
So that's a really cool add-on. And there's options. There's a whole thing before you start the game. There's a whole list of options. You can turn everything on or off. So you can make it just like regular Mario 64 if you want.
Oh, wow.
Or you can throw on all of these add-ons. So you mentioned the star counter in the corner. That's not normal, right?
Yeah.
When you play Mario 64, you get a star, you get kicked right back out to the castle.
Right.
Unless you turn on an option in this game, you can just collect all the stars in one go. You can make it like Mario Odyssey with the moons. There's some weird level design quirks because of that. They tried to change some stuff. It kind of breaks in some areas. But that's really cool. Like, I hated when I would like want to do a star and then I would end up getting all the red coins, and then I'd get like 7 of the red coins and then I would get a star and I'd be like, I just got 7 of the red coins. I got to do all that again.
Yeah.
So that's a cool add-on. There's mechanical add-ons, like you can have the Super Mario Odyssey somersault dive. So you know how you like throw Cappy and jump off of him in like the air? It gives you an extra jump. You can without Cappy, you can. The thing that happens before you jump on Cappy, you can.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
you jump in the air, do a somersault, and then you dive. That's added into this. It's freaking awesome.
Oh, wow.
You can reach a lot of cool places. It's cool. What else? So this was developed by the guy who made Super Mario Flashback, which is my favorite 2D Mario fan game that I've played.
Right.
Because it's really cool. You can also download that. That's an executable file that you can just play. There's other mechanical add-ons too that make it easier to move around. Biggest change, biggest thing that makes this great, the frickin' camera is a free look 360 rotating camera if you toggle it on. The only thing that I don't like about it is that up and down still switches between Mario and Lakitu, and it just kind of goes like whoop out and whoop in.
Yeah.
But left and right feels amazing.
I mean, I feel like that's the most important.
Yeah, they finally figured out how to make Mario 64 feel good. It's like a good feeling game now.
Yeah.
There's also all of these like fun little add-ons. There's permadeath mode, so you die, and it deletes the save file. There's a green devil mode where I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but yeah. So if
you have, what is it? When the 1-up comes, you have to like run away from it.
Yes. If you get a 1-up from a tree, it will chase you. So this makes it so that 1-up will kill you if it hits you. So yeah, it's really cool. There's also, you could change the draw distance to make it so you can see everything. And I tried that, and I went to Bowser's sub, and the frame rate didn't dip. It looked like a full 60 the whole time. It's awesome. This was the best way I've ever played Mario 64 in my life.
Yeah.
I recommend this if you want to play Mario 64 on PC and have a ROM for it. It's very exciting. Here's the tweaks. Fix collision errors, obviously. Fix manta ray rings. I don't know what that is. Make blue coin switches respawn. That's a thing that was a problem in the original because there's, I think, 1 star that requires you to get... Oh, I think it's the 100 ring star. And you'd have to restart if you don't get all the blue rings. Now, that makes it easier. Remove annoying warps. Improve Metal Mario. Disable repeat boo messages, so you don't have to keep doing the same dialogue.
Yeah.
Make it easier to talk to the NPCs so you don't sit there and punch the air every time you want to talk to one. Add a quit option to the pause menu. That's good. So you can, quit the game. Stay in level after getting a star. That's one of the biggest
changes. The Mario
changes
Odyssey style, yeah.
that I really like. And there's a lot more. And there's a lot of graphical tweaks you can do and stuff. It's friggin' awesome. I can't say enough good things about this. There's been plenty of ways to play Mario 64 this year, or this past year. So I understand if you don't want to try it, but this makes it a lot better. Unfortunately, it's only on... it's you can't... A lot of people ask me this. You can't take the ROM and put it into an emulator because it is its own emulator. It does a lot to it. It's an executable file. That also means it's not going to work on Mac unless you do some wizardry to it.
You use like Wine or Crossover or something, which don't really work all that well.
Yeah, I can't imagine it working good because it 1080p 60 frames. It's going to do a lot to your and the draw distance is increased. It's going to do a lot. Anyway, awesome. Crispy X, try it. Hell, I feel like I need to send them a Christmas card this year. Has anyone created a hack to fix the camera? I've heard that people have, but I don't think any of them work good. And this one, to me, worked great. My only problem was going in and out. BB Retro says, I'm the only one who loves Star Fox Adventures, and I'm okay with that. I'm telling you, there's a cult following that likes
that one. I feel like has a cult following. I would be amazed if anybody says anything about Star Fox Assault that isn't R-Wing stuff was good, but the rest of the game was on foot, and that was crap.
I hope it's not like the Sonic Unleashed people. The Sonic levels were good.
I mean, but the Sonic levels were good.
Yeah, but that's 50% of the game. That's 50% of a game is bad, and that's a bad game.
I agree with you, but
the tank levels
were good.
The tank levels in Arkham Knight were bad, and that's 50% of the game, and that makes Arkham Knight a bad game. I'm making a lot of enemies today, and
I know you are.
I don't give a shit.
Silent Mongoose, Star Fox Assault's multiplayer mode was tight.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why people are holding on to it.
There you go.
All right,
got one.
Let's plow our house through this Resident Evil showcase.
Okay, so there was another Resident Evil showcase. At the top of IGN's article, Resident Evil 4 is coming to Oculus Quest 2. I really don't want to buy an Oculus Quest.
Dude, I'm so down. I'm so down for this.
Oh my god.
VR is great. I don't want to have to play it off my PC. Playing it on the Quest in the headset with nothing else, I'm so down.
That sounds fantastic. And it looks like the original game. Like they didn't like use the new Resident Evil engine and whatnot. It looks like the GameCube game just in VR, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. I can't wait.
Obviously, they had to do a lot of retooling to get that to work.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to steal your Oculus and play this.
You can borrow it.
Thank you.
But that's not it. They have other VR stuff too.
You mean Oculus or this announcement?
I think that there's another. I think there's another VR thing. Like another.
No, I think
Resident Evil VR.
No,
thing.
that was the only one they announced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I just thought Village looked like a VR game.
Maybe. I mean, there'll probably be a PSVR because there's a PSVR version for Resident Evil 7. So
True.
maybe they'll do one of them. Yeah. Anywho, so there's that. Resident Evil Village's gameplay demo arrives next week for PlayStation owners, early May for everyone else. So I'm just gonna say right off the bat, this is a bullshit thing they're doing. So you can. All right. So before we get into you download the demo. And the demo is two parts. It's the village and the castle. And you have 30 minutes to play each section, an hour total. That's fine. That's whatever. I don't like it, but they did that with Resident Evil 2. And I sort of like gave them a pass. The bullshit part is the schedule of when this is being released.
Why do they gotta make it confusing?
So for everyone, the demo will be available in North America May 1st between 5 p.m. Pacific and then May 2nd, 5 p.m. Pacific. So you have 24 hours starting from 5 p.m. May 1st to 5 p.m. May 2nd to play the demo. Unless you're on a PlayStation system, then you can play, and again, in North America, you can play the Village portion from April 7th to the 18th, again, 5 p.m. Oh, you got even less time, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific. And then the castle portion is the 24th, which is Saturday. This Saturday, you can play that from 5 p.m. Pacific to 1 a.m. Pacific, April 25th.
So you already missed the Village demo.
Yes.
I already missed it. That's too bad. Castle demo is this weekend.
Yes.
Sucks. I won't be able to play it.
Yeah. Me neither. I could wait till May 1st to play it on my Xbox.
True.
Or I can just wait till the fucking game comes out.
I'd rather play it on my Xbox.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, the game doesn't it come out early May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
Just give me the game.
We got a new trailer for Resident Evil Village. It still looks good. Still looks like Resident Evil Village. Still looks a lot like Resident Evil 4, which is a good thing.
I'm upset I didn't play 7.
I think once I finish Doom Eternal, I'm gonna just jump right into Resident Evil 7.
Is it on Game Pass?
I don't think so. I want to say it's on sale on PlayStation 4, but I might be wrong.
Don't we own it?
No, I have it. I downloaded it digitally on my Xbox. So, but yeah, I'll be sure to play it during the day. Actually, no.
It's only 10. Oh, included with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
There you go.
Microsoft, give me money.
Yeah.
I'm selling Game Pass like crazy over here.
Yeah. So we got a new trailer. It shows off new things about the village itself. Main antagonist Mother Moderna, Umbrella's involvement, a confrontation with Chris Redfield.
Wait, Mother Moderna?
Yeah.
That's her name?
No, you're talking about tall lady?
Yeah.
Tall lady is Lady Dimitrescu, which I think I'm pronouncing right.
Who's Mother Moderna?
I think her boss. Sorry, Mother Miranda.
Okay, Moderna would be a problem. This would have been a grand conspiracy.
Mother Miranda is Lady Dimitrescu's boss.
Lady Tiramisu.
Yes.
Resident Evil 7 is only 9.5 hours.
Yes.
Unless you're Tim Simpson, then it's 1 hour.
Then it's 20 minutes. Yeah. Apparently, Lady Dimitrescu is going to work similar to Mr. X and just like follow you around and stuff.
That's great. I love that. I love the direction they're taking Resident Evil.
Yeah.
They're taking they're making it different but keeping what works and stuff, and they're also still keeping alive the old stuff.
Yes, which is nice.
I think that's it's a weird franchise, but they're doing cool things with it.
One of the things, speaking of which, is they're bringing back the Mercenaries mode, first introduced in the original Resident Evil 3, and last seen in Resident Evil 6. So it's been a while, but they're bringing it back. The idea is to let players compete in high score challenges by racking up kills and collecting time extension bonuses. There are going to be new features like power upgrades and weapons shops throughout the mode. It's going to be more open world than the previous, put you down in a level and try to survive type thing. So that's cool. Mercenaries is a fun mode. And then we got a sneak preview of the Resident Evil animated movie coming to Netflix, Infinite Darkness.
I'm not about CG video game movies.
Yeah. I saw one of the Resident Evil CG movies. It's kind of dumb. Better than the live action movies, though. I'll give it that. Speaking of which, they said the live action Resident Evil reboot that they're making right now. They said we're in the special effects stages of it, but you should be seeing that come out sometime soon. So all I know is that one sounds like it's actually following the video game, so I'm excited.
I'm not excited. I have little faith.
Yeah, me too. But you know what? I just think the live action Resident Evil movies, they made 6 of them.
Yep.
And, they're weird and bizarre. They stopped having anything to do with the games after the second one, and I don't understand how they lasted that long and how people are fans of that series. But it's 6 fucking movies.
The Chinese market.
I don't even know, because those movies came out before that was a thing.
I gotta sneeze.
All right. But anyway, lastly, Resident Evil is teaming up with Dead by Daylight. They're doing a collaboration.
Oh wow, Dead by Daylight has a lot of stuff in it. I think
they do. Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in Resident Evil 8. I don't know if I'm ever gonna play it. I would love to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know when the hell I'm gonna do that. Resident Evil 4 on Oculus Quest 2.
That's a must.
I might make that a thing. I might make that a stream or something. That sounds friggin' awesome. I gotta figure out how to re-chat in the headset though. That there's gotta be like a plug-in or something for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's 2 more stories. We don't really have to read these. They're not that important. One is the friggin' stupid Lego Luigi. Yay.
Yes.
This was leaked yesterday and then officially announced today or something.
Yeah. So I know how much you love the Lego Mario.
I mean, it is Luigi, but it comes with friggin' Yosh.
Yes, it does come with a Yosh.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I know you hate this.
It's for kids. It's fine. I'm a grown ass man that wants to buy toys, and you can't display it because he looks horrifying when he's off. So it's really built.
You're right.
It's built to be played with, except that Yosh do be looking nice.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an additional playset though. No, it comes with it. So I'm against it because it doesn't fill my need, but for a kid, it's probably cool. And then the very last thing is
last thing. Days Gone creative director and writer John Garvin said that if you love a game and want a sequel, you should buy it at fucking full price.
Why is this in Portuguese?
I don't know.
Dude, my freaking Microsoft account and stuff was like going to Portuguese. I don't understand.
That's weird because it sent me right to the English.
Maybe my VPN's being weird.
Maybe.
Basically, the long short is, he said you should buy the effing game at full price if you like a game, which
I know. Oh.
Well, there's two sides. One, people didn't like Days Gone that much, so it wasn't that like popular because it wasn't that great. Two, how do you know you like a game if you haven't bought it yet?
Right.
I guess he means like if you're really interested in a game, if you know you're gonna like something, buy it at full price.
But he's talking about. I remember when somebody asked Sam Lake, the creative head at Remedy, why there's no Alan Wake 2, and he said Alan Wake 1 sold very well and it was profitable for us, but that success did not come immediately. Had that happened within the first few months of the game's release, then there would be an Alan Wake 2. But because it happened over the course of several years, there was no impetus from Microsoft, who was the publisher of Alan Wake, to greenlight a sequel. So they had to move on to the next project, which was Quantum Break. There's this mentality in the games industry. He's really speaking to a larger problem where there's this mentality in the games industry where if it's not a success immediately, then it's a failed franchise. Then you're not getting a sequel. Then there's not going to be another one.
Yeah, but yes, you're 100% right. But
I'm not saying there haven't been like situations where that's not the case. Like we got a second Mirror's Edge eventually, but more often than not, that's a big problem.
Yeah, it should be a little flag should come up for publishers like, oh, people like Alan Wake all of a sudden. We should make another one of those. Like, this is a hot franchise now all of a sudden. It wasn't then, but now we have this franchise. We have the rights to this franchise. We could do something cool with it. So if Days Gone all of a sudden starts to pick up a year from now, or now, maybe greenlight a sequel. But
I mean, now is what it'll probably pick up because it's part of PlayStation Plus. It's part of the PlayStation Plus collection on PS5.
They also supposedly fixed a lot of issues that people had with the game, so they redid a lot of stuff.
So, and I'm sure there is a small following for it.
Captain Tempest in the chat says, we got a Mirror's Edge 2. Where have I been? You've been right where you are because Mirror's Edge 2, not that great.
Yes, it is. It's fine. It's a good game.
It got EA-ified. I did not like it. I didn't like it. I loved the original Mirror's Edge. It was one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, no, the first one is great, but the second one is not as bad as everyone makes it out to be.
I didn't like it. It was bad. I didn't like it because it was EA-ified, and I thought it was Ubisoft-ified. I thought it was a Ubisoft game because of how much Ubisoft crap was in it, even though it was an EA game.
There was a lot of Ubisoft crap in it, yes, but I feel like it did enough good things to move past that.
Anyway.
So, yeah, if you want a sequel to a game, unfortunately, you got to buy it at full fucking price.
Yes, according to the developer.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the stories that we have. We plowed through them. Do you know what time that it is right now?
Are we unboxing first, or are we doing the tweet of the week?
Tweet of the week! Tweet of the week! Tweet of the week!
I think we're doing the tweet of the week, Will.
That answers that.
This is from our friend and editor, Ian Why Not.
Mm-hmm.
Here is outfit of the day.
Hello and welcome to my outfit of the day. Bun on top to respect God. Digimon shirt to disrespect God. Jorts because I like dudes a little bit. And a fat ol' ass for secrets and lies.
That's it.
That's a good one.
I appreciate Ian's outfit of the day, and you should too. Anyway, now we got a lot to unbox because Will finally went to the P.O. box to get the
I did.
L8.
Thank you to Luke
or
and the Georgetown cross cross-country track and field team for sending us AL8 and giving us an excuse to check the P.O. box.
I have a used water bottle in my box.
So one of the things we got was actually something Bob already reviewed, which was the Dobe controller shell for the Nintendo Switch.
Weird thing. I feel like they sent that because I trashed it. That was weird that showed up because I bought it off of Amazon.
Yeah. That is currently somewhere in our dining room because my daughter was playing with it.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
The hell is this? Plainview Old Bethpage Public Library. Cool. Okay. Speaking of and tax documents. Very important. Well, this has the P.O. box address, so it's not a big deal. So since you mentioned that Dobe, so the Dobe thing, it was like Switch grips. It was like it's like a mix between the Hori split pad and the Satisfy grip.
Yes.
I've had a video on that with the one with the RGB Joy-Con. That video has that Dobe grip in it. Will's daughter destroyed it already. However, can I do this? Yay! Oh, this has to be flipped. So they sent me also thumb grips, I guess.
I think those are just like,
This is for Xbox One.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. This is not formatted correctly.
I'll be sure to cut all this out for the podcast.
Thanks. So yeah, this is like, oh my god, these are fat. Oh, I see. I got my Xbox. So this says it's for Xbox One, but I guess it would work for the Series S.
It should.
So this is a Series S one that I don't have anything. So my Series X has has a prototype version of the Satisfy grips that I like a lot. So I mean, these look like all different weird sizes. This is just rubber.
Yeah.
I guess it just slaps right on. Nope, not really. This is a lot of work here. Oh no, there you go. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's falling off already. You gotta really jam this thing on here. I don't got the patience for that right now.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nice.
I don't know how long it would last in a big gaming sesh. That's pretty thick. Look how thick that boy is. All right, cool. And I guess there's all different. Yeah, there's all different sizes and stuff. There's a little tiny one. Pretty cool. That's from Extreme. No, this is from Dope, right?
Yeah.
It says Pandarin Pack. All right. Well, thank you. What else do we got? Well, did you have something?
Well, we got 4 of them. I have 2 and you have 2.
Okay. I gotta brighten my camera.
Okay.
There you go. Yay. Look at all that noise.
All right.
All right, we got these guys. It's
if I already took them out of the cardboard. So this is it. Retro Fighters, the guys who made those modern Nintendo 64 controllers, are back with the Brawler 64 Wireless Edition.
Ooh.
I'll take one out of the box.
So yeah, we love Retro Fighters. They send us a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I made a video on one of their N64 controllers a really long time ago. Their original N64 controller, the Kickstarter, because the N64 controller sucks and it needs to be modernized.
And they modernized it.
This is that, but wireless now, apparently.
Wireless.
And USB-C.
Completely wireless. Yeah, it's USB-C to charge. This is the dongle for it. You plug this into your actual Nintendo 64. You can even plug your memory card in there if you have a game that uses memory card. And you just play N64 games wirelessly, like it's the 21st century.
This is a lot like the Hyperkin Admiral, in that it has this giant wireless receiver that could also be doubled as a what do you call it? Memory. You put the memory card in here.
Memory card slot, yeah.
However, the Hyperkin Admiral has a micro SD card slot on it.
Yeah, so you could transfer your saves to micro SD card.
Yes, which is a big deal in my book. I wonder what the
I feel like
difference is.
That's more of like a enthusiast option. This is more for if you just want to like pick up and play and go.
The Hyperkin Admiral's on sale for $32 right now.
Oh, wow.
Also of note, the Hyperkin Admiral disables rumble, because if you plug this thing into your N64 with a rumble pack, it will shake the whole system and probably break something.
So this also does not support rumble pack or transfer pack.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that the Hyperkin Admiral supports transfer pack, but not with the micro SD card.
Right.
I think I have a video of it.
So these are currently from Brawler 64 Retro Fighters website. These are $40.
So the same MSRP as the Hyperkin Admiral.
Yes. You can get these in blue, gray, green, purple, red, and smoke gray.
Ooh. They gave us green. Wait. Oh, this is blue? No, this isn't blue.
That's green.
Yeah, but it came in the blue box.
I think you have blue.
But this one has the green on it.
Well, open the green.
But this is green. This is greener.
So we got two greens.
No, look, it's two different greens. Look. This is supposed to be blue. And this is green. It's like a teal and then like an actual like jungle green.
So
like
on their website, all right. So here's.
Is it me? Is it the lighting?
No, I don't think it's you. Because there's also. Yeah, because there's also. Like there's an actual blue and like a smoke gray coming soon, which they did not give us. There's also a black and gray version, which is supposed to replicate the look of the Ultra 64 prototype.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
This is much prettier looking than the Hyperkin Admiral.
Yeah. I think this is definitely more of a this is what a modern Nintendo 64 controller would look and feel like.
So Retro Fighters kind of pioneered the modern N64 controller look. If you don't count Hori from back in the day, Hyperkin kind of jacked it. They kind of jacked the Brawler 64 idea and made it wireless. So Brawler 64, now they made a wireless version. Haven't tested it, but I assume it's great because I love
it's fine.
I love the wired version. Did they also send this?
Yeah, they also sent that.
So this is a cool little Switch game case. I should have just let you have this because I don't have any physical Switch games.
Well, all my physical Switch games are still in the box.
Yeah,
and they're in a display thing.
So anyway, this I think it's supposed to look like an NES cartridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like little. Wait. I wasn't expecting this. So it's like a clamshell. Little mini NES cartridges.
Oh.
For each game. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
What do I got in here? I have nothing in here.
You really don't have any physical Switch
No,
games?
I do. I just gotta give me a second.
Go find it. Yeah, I only have 10 physical Switch games, and I'm not going to buy any more because I have like a little Switch physical display stand that I got at back when we had conventions. And unless I buy another one of those, I ain't buying any more physical Switch games.
I got
Gotta
Paper
put your
Mario.
foot down somewhere. All right.
Paper Mario. Here, I'll do the top-down camera. Heap. All right, so it goes in the top like this.
Yeah.
Me. Look at that. Cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh wait, it kind of like has a spring. Oh, it goes in like in the actual Switch.
Like a Switch, yeah.
So I guess it could pop out too. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is cool.
And then it goes into here. It's a lot of wasted space, but
it is.
But,
But I think it's a cute little thing. Like if you actually collect Switch physical Switch games and you want an easier way to carry them, you know, rather than putting them in your Switch case.
Right.
The little like flap in your Switch case.
I have one more thing here to unbox. It is this Extreme Rate. It is a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller shell.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like three. It was like 3 parts. Like that was that and like 2 bags.
So this is like the bottom part. This actually looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So this is the piece that would go. Oh, let me dust the old guy off. This would go on the black part. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then there's these bags. Oh, it's the buttons. It's red button. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to do this, dude. And then there's the
Yeah,
battery pack on the back.
I think it would look pretty cool.
Is it a battery pack or is it a touch? Oh, it's a touch bar in here.
Oh.
That's gonna be a bitch.
Yeah.
This would look pretty cool with the white. I think I gotta do it. That looks cool. Maybe I'll make a stream of it. People like when I do modding streams because I'm a modder now, Will.
Oh yeah. You gotta keep your brand alive.
So that's it. That's all we got, right? And the L8.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody who sent this stuff. I'm sorry it took us so long to open it. It's my fault, really, because it's a pain in the ass going to that P.O. box, but it would be more of a pain in the ass to get one around here. All right, now we will finally talk to you guys for a minute, because I gotta pee.
Ladies, if you left a comment on last week's Wulff Den podcast over on the YouTube channel, Wulff Den podcast, this is part of the show. We will finally answer you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen watching us at home, please start leaving your questions and comments so we will get to them when we are done with everybody else.
Last week we had the wonderful Jackson, aka Scootish, on the podcast, and he was great.
Good guy.
Last week, where am I? Wulff Den info. Gorgat on last week's Wulff Den Live on the YouTube comments. Bluetooth was designed by a Scandinavian team of engineers that named their creation after the Viking warlord Harold. Can't read. Bluetooth. The Nordic runes that abbreviate his name are combined to make the Bluetooth symbol. I never knew of that.
I've heard of this. I've heard that story before.
And then what? It was adopted by Ericsson? The company?
Yes.
Well,
whoever controls the Bluetooth standard, the Bluetooth consortium or whatever it's called. That's where they got the name of it from and the symbol.
I remember it was developed. Well, it was. I guess these guys developed it, and then Ericsson somehow got involved or bought it, or bought them or something, and then Sony bought Ericsson or merged with Ericsson. and then they unmerged from Ericsson.
Bluetooth is managed by the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, which has more than 35,000 member companies in areas of telecommunication, computing, networking, and consumer electronics. So Bluetooth is its own thing that other companies like partner with in order to implement into their devices. Kind of like HDMI is its own thing that other companies partner with.
Dizzy Delta 27, guy with PlayStation shirt equals bad. No, I'm not reading this. Fuck you. How about this, dude? Don't watch the fucking podcast if you either don't like it or if you see somebody you don't vibe with. Don't watch it. We're not a service. We don't cater to you. I do this podcast because I like hanging out with people.
Yeah, and this is free entertainment.
Yeah, fuck off. Make fun of me or Will. Don't make fun of our guests. I want to have guests. I'm going to have guests. Fuck you. I'm mad at a lot of the YouTube comments. Twitch was great. Twitch people, very, very receptive to our podcast last week. YouTube comments, fuck most of you. Only, some of you were all right. Razzle Jazzled, most people get triggered at the way Bob pronounces Mario. Me gets triggered at the way Bob pronounces Oregon.
How did you pronounce it?
Oregon. That's probably wrong. Yeah. How do you pronounce Oregon?
I don't know. That's not like one of those places where like there's a million ways of pronouncing it. Oregon, yeah. Oregon. Unless you like shorten it, Oregon.
Does whoop. See what Wikipedia has to say, Will.
Oregon.
Oregon? That's
Oregon.
That's not even a right.
Portland, Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, you're like you're
the gone is my problem.
You're truncating. It's like you're truncating it. You're not pronouncing it like every syllable.
No, I'm pronouncing it phonetically. Oregon. They're saying Oregon is the way to say it.
Yeah.
Which is
Oregon.
Which is just wrong.
Well, it's not as bad as like New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
There's New Orleans, then there's New Orleans,
right?
And then if you're from there, it's Nolans.
Or Long Island. Long Island.
There's only one way to pronounce Long Island, and it's Long Island.
Normal people would say Long Island, but it's Long Island. Also, there's a lot of towns in Long Island that are Native American names.
Yeah.
So it's
if you're not from here, you're not going to get it right.
Yeah, it's not.
Don't even bother.
I'm still going to say Oregon because it just looks like it's pronounced Oregon. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's just you know what? It's on the complete opposite end of the country. I don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Where else are we at here?
Blue Fox Girl.
Everyone, is it blue or purple? We're talking about the Switch color that they announced last week. We will never know. It's like the dress, Bob, and the rational part of... Oh, it's like... We'll never know. It's like the dress, Bob, and the rational part of my brain. Indigo is literally right there, everyone. The rest of my brain. It's blurple. Blue plus purple. Great stream, by the way. Listen to it on my walk. Scootish was a great guest. Thanks, Blue Fox Girl.
Thank you,
I like the cut of your jib. I'm gonna be real with you. When I saw that color, my brain couldn't comprehend what color it was, and it's because
it was very weird.
It's because me and most of the people on the internet forgot that indigo exists.
Most people forget that indigo exists. Indigo only ever comes up when you're talking about the rainbow.
Yeah, and it's often forgot about on there.
Yeah, because it looks like purple.
Yeah. Anyway.
Although apparently, did you see Apple's getting involved? Because now they just announced a purple iPhone.
Oh, no. Is it indigo or is it purple?
They're saying it's purple.
Oh, no. Now I got to look at this.
That was part of the Apple event today.
I'm mad about that also because there's no freaking new... I wanted a MacBook, dude. I've been waiting for this MacBook.
I know. Well, you're waiting for the next gen MacBook Pro with the M1 chip?
I want an M1 MacBook Pro, yes, but like a
the one that's out right now isn't cutting it for you.
No, it's too small. I want a souped up.
Inch.
I want a powerful one because I want it to replace. I want it to be a desktop replacement.
Right. I got you. Picking up what you're throwing down.
This is a dusty purple. this is a pastel purple.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have colored iMacs that look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think the max RAM you can get is 8 gigabytes.
For an iMac?
Yeah, but they say that you don't need that much memory on an M1. Which is probably true, but 8 gigabytes on an iMac seems low. They are pretty cheap though. 16 or 1700, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad.
For a 5K, or 4.5K, I think they are.
Few specs. I refuse to believe that it maxes out at 8.
I'm going by what E said. He sent me that. I think it's only 512 gigabytes of hard drive space, which is also pretty bad.
Yeah.
Buy a Surface, Bob? No, I don't like Windows. It's a preference thing. It's not like it's just a preference thing.
Oh yeah, I think you might be. Wow, I don't know if I like that.
I gotta see. I gotta see how renders are gonna happen on Premiere and stuff.
Yeah,
it seems like a problem. Anyway, is that it? No. Ryan Blair said, I loved and respected your content for a while now, but upon hearing you turn down Raycons as a sponsor, my respect for you has increased by an incredible amount. Bravo, sir. I was ready to fight again. I was ready to freaking throw down. Is Raycon that bad? I've never used them. I've only turned them down because I know I'm only wired, and I would much rather have AirPods. If I am
from what
to go
I understand, they're not bad wireless earbuds, but nobody's going to replace their AirPods or their whatevers for Raycons.
I freaking have an iPhone. I'm not going to use anything but AirPods if I ever want to go wireless. Yeah. It's not going to happen. That being said, I rock wired all day. Much rather have it. It's so much easier with wired. Even controllers, I like wired controllers more. Anyway, we're in the chat real quick.
Yes.
It is late. I am not going to be streaming those demos. Like I said, I'm sorry. MedAscension, since you mentioned VR earlier, you should check out Oculus Air Link. It's an official driver feature for streaming PC VR games on your Quest. Yes, I definitely want to do that.
That's new, right?
Yes, I think it's very recent. I want to do that for Half-Life Alyx. The problem is I have no space on this PC. Yeah. And if I were to get an M1 MacBook, I would have a lot more space on this PC. It would be just a PC, not a Hackintosh, if I had an M1 MacBook. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And I don't want to buy a 6th hard drive.
Yeah.
I got too many hard drives on this computer.
Yeah. Razzle Jazz, on my one visit to NYC from 15 years ago, I heard one guy pronounce Oregon as Aragorn.
Oh, that is very wrong.
Yeah.
I'm aware that I pronounce things wrong. I'm too old to be taught different.
We're not educated.
The New York school system is flawed.
Yeah.
Mint T says, are you a weeb because of Nintendo or other stuff? Asking as a relatively new follower. I feel like this, I feel bad for new followers because when I call things weeb shit, it looks like I just hate Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
It's very I feel like I trash Japanese stuff more than I talk about how much I appreciate Japanese stuff. It's mostly Nintendo stuff that I like. That's Japanese. I like some anime, other Japanese developed games, mostly retro stuff. I'm currently in the process of trying to learn Japanese. It's not going well. But yeah, no, I'm a weeb. Japanese art, I like J-pop. I don't like JRPGs though. And I'm a weird weeb.
Yeah.
Luabix says, I said this on a previous stream, but I watched your video of playing Rainbow Six Vegas together, and you guys should do that again for all time's sake.
That was an ancient stream. That was an ancient one.
That was one of the very first videos.
Yeah.
We tried to play that because I loved Rainbow Six Vegas, and then we learned that it didn't have split screen.
No. We wanted to play it because we found out Payday didn't have split screen. We played Vegas because Tom Clancy had died. So we were doing it for Tom.
Oh, for Tom.
Yeah.
Of course. How could I forget? Great Last Ninja speedrun. Are you saying I did a great one, Chris BX? Or are you saying you think it's a good one? Because it is pretty good. I haven't checked what the times are yet. We have 2 weeks to do this latest Ninja speedrun. I got I think exactly a minute I got almost exactly 59 seconds. But I'd imagine they got very short by now. GCXC Luke says, enjoy the L8. Add a little bourbon for a real treat. Elijah Craig, if you can find it. He is a founder of Georgetown College.
I have Woodford Reserve in the house, so I will give that a try.
I have Bullet, so maybe I don't drink that much, but that's a big Mabes. I know that Mountain Dew, like the what is it, Mountain Dew Throwback, that was pretty good with with whiskey, because it was originally made to be with whiskey.
What did I see? Edward Bova, what do you guys think of Nintendo filing a lawsuit against hacker Gary Bowser? Did you see that?
I forgot what this was.
Basically, there's a hacker called Gary Bowser. He developed something for like Switches, like to hack them, and Nintendo is suing his pants off.
Oh,
because of course they are. They take that shit way too seriously.
This is why I'm concerned for people who do, like fan games. Like I love fan games, but I fear for the well-being of these people. Chris BX said he's a like a bartender. He said what was it? Elijah Craig, I think, was the first to use charred oak to age the whiskey.
Oh.
And then Eric, who's a whiskey guy, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is amazing.
I think I just have your basic bitch Woodford Reserve.
I like whiskey, but I think that they all taste the same, and I also don't drink that much, so I'm very out of whiskey.
Slopes 05 with 100 bits. Bob says F-Zero is hard to bring back, then says make a Burnout style F-Zero. LOL. See, that was easy, game developer.
I'm not gonna tell a game developer, look at how easy this is. Make the game, That's just what I want. Will it sell well? Who cares?
Yeah.
All right. I think we had enough.
Yeah.
Mega Dragon said, I legit just learned from the Apple Direct that Apple invented podcasts. They invented the term, yes.
I don't think they did. I think podcasts came of something else, and then they just co-opted it.
No, because podcast.
Right. That's where it derived from. But podcasts weren't originally available on the iTunes store.
You're saying that it was somebody else called it a podcast, and Apple
somebody else called it a podcast, and then eventually, Apple co-opted it. Yeah.
Proud Prince with the 10 months. My birthday is in 2 hours. Have a good day, y'all. Yo, have a good day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 10 months, Proud Prince. I appreciate you. Have a happy and a healthy.
The term podcasting was first suggested by The Guardian columnist and BBC journalist Ben Hammersley, who invented it in early 2004 while writing an article for The Guardian newspaper.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I don't think it was added to Apple until after that.
I hope he gets
2005.
Hope he gets some money for that.
Yeah.
Mecha Dragon, thanks for the 40 bits. Here's some more bits, Bob, to make you feel better. Thank you, Mecha Dragon.
Thank you.
All right. We're out of here. Thank you all for hanging out.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, the Wulff Den podcast is available every single Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/WulffDen. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put an archive version of it up over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WulffDen podcast, so you can watch it on demand whenever you want. If you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, you can do that as well. We're also an audio podcast on Anchor.fm and your preferred podcast service of choice, like the Apple Podcast Store. No matter where you listen to us or watch us, though, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us, because that helps us with placement on those respective stores. The next time Apple does a big event and they talk about the podcast on their store, I want the Wulff Den podcast logo to be one of the tiny little pictures they show on screen for half a second, because we weren't in this week's Apple event, and that really pissed me off, guys. This is why I say this at the end of every episode, because I want us to be on the same level as fucking Mark Maron. So get your ass in gear, subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, rate and review us, because that really does help us with placement.
That was very, yeah. We gotta be. Come on, you gotta get us at least in the top 100 of gaming. You know?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Seriously.
How hard can that be? Look at Ginny's friggin' thumbnail. They always take like the worst. Twitch always just, it's randomly generated thumbnails. They always take the worst thumbnails. Anyway, I'm not going to explain it to you podcast listeners. Go over to Hey Jay. He is playing Monster Hunter. We got to have him on the podcast. He's a friend of the show. He used to do Nintendo Enthusiast. I don't know if he's still with Enthusiast Gaming. Great dude. It looks like his Twitch is blowing up. So go over there and say hi, and maybe stay for some Monster Hunter Rise. But the least you could do is go into his chat and just say hello. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to try really hard to stream tomorrow. I'm not going to be here till Sunday to stream again. So I want to try to stream tomorrow. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Say hi to Jay.